Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed our interview yesterday with Trish Crave. Some of the guesses that you guys left in the comment section of the YouTube channel were so good and so funny and so unhinged. And I would actually love to interview more Stan accounts. So I think I might take some of your suggestions and reach out to different accounts and we'll see if we can tee something up. But before I get into the stories for today, I need to tell you guys about something truly unhinged that happened. Okay, so Tuesday morning, I woke up and I had 100 emails from our newsletter saying that we had all these new signups overnight. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then all throughout the day, we kept getting all these signups, and the signups were mostly men, but I didn't necessarily realize it at the time. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. And the source said that it was coming from Google. So I was like, who is Googling our newsletter and why would they be Googling it? So I'm thinking, okay, well, if it was, linked somewhere, for example, then the source would not say Google. It would say that website. It would say TikTok. It would say wherever. So I'm like, someone hasn't linked it anywhere. They've just mentioned it and people are Googling it. So I'm thinking it was mentioned on TikTok or in a YouTube video essay and recommended like that. And then Alex and I, we went into this meeting for a partnership we have next year, and we came out, and again, I still had all of these new subscribers within the hour. And then I also noticed we were starting to get paid pledges. And this is when I was like, okay, something really weird is going on because we don't even have paid pledges turned on for our newsletter. So people were pledging 80 USD to us, and it was men. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I posted about it on my Instagram story. I was like, if anybody can, find what is going on. I was talking to a couple of my friends in the industry. And then a couple hours later, after I'd posted that on my stories, my friend Crystal, who's been on this podcast before, she runs Z-Feed, she messaged me and she was like, oh no, I think I figured it out. She sends me a screenshot of the podcast Offline, which is hosted by Jon Favreau. And in the latest episode that had been published one day before, which obviously overnight is when, because I'm in Australia, overnight is when we started getting the subscribers. One day before, he had a man named Jeremiah Johnson on his podcast, who is the co-director of the Center for New Liberalism and the author of the Substack Infinite Scroll. And the podcast episode is called Why Democrats' Media Problem is Deeper Than a Liberal Joe Rogan. So this is a Joe Rogan themed episode. This tracks. I didn't listen, but my friend was saying that they were talking in it about right-wing media and the need to support independent journalism and stuff, which I guess is why all these men started pledging to our Substack. And I'm just dying. I was just like, of course. So now we have all of these men that have subscribed to and started paying for our Substack. And on Friday, when we release our issue, and it's going to be the 5 biggest stories on the internet about I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter or Jeffree Star, Trisha Paytas, whatever is going on, mostly on girl internet is typically what we cover. It's going to be so unhinged. They're going to be like, what the hell is going on? It's going to be quite the rude awakening. So I don't think we're going to get to keep a lot of those subscribers, but we'll see. All right, let's just get into the stories for today. I just had to tell you guys that. Okay, the first story that I have for you guys is that OnlyFans model Katy Robertson claims that she's part of the reason why Molly-Mae and Tommy Fury split in a bombshell podcast interview. So I actually forgot to mention this on Monday, and it's kind of crazy how fast the news cycle moves because I feel like this is already almost irrelevant, but I promised on my stories that I would cover it today for you guys. So we all know in August 2024, influencer power couple Molly-Mae and Tommy Fury broke up, which shocked fans. The couple has been together since 2019. They have a daughter together named Bambi. They appeared on the Tommy Fury, or not Tommy Fury, what's his brother's name? Tyson Fury's reality TV show together. There were tons of rumors throughout the relationship that Tommy was cheating on Molly, but those rumors had existed for a long time, so I think people were pretty surprised. Since their split, there were, of course, even more rumors that he had cheated on her, I think on like a night out with Chris Brown, which is already a red flag. And then there were also rumors that they were reconciling back in September. But now, on November 18th, OnlyFans model Katy Robertson went on the Reality Check Show podcast and claimed that she slept with Tommy while he was on a trip to Dubai.
So how did you have sex with Tommy Fury?
It was in Dubai, and we was at a club called Drift nightclub, and he'd like 3 girls at the time before.
Wait, was he with it? With you?
Yeah, wait, hold on. I need a time frame.
Molly-Mae wasn't there.
Was he with Molly-Mae?
It was a thing back in May this year, but Tommy was in Dubai for work.
So he was still dating
with Chris Brown. Yeah, still dating, and he had 3 birds plus me.
Wait. So he cheated on Molly-Mae with you?
Yeah.
So wait, are you the reason why they broke up?
Part of the reason, yeah.
Oh my God.
So people have been questioning her story. A lot of people feel like it just doesn't add up. It's like a little bit sus, that she might just be clout chasing. So she posted a carousel of photos on TikTok to like, I guess, prove that her story was real. And one of them shows her and Tommy, allegedly her and Tommy in a car. And I can't stress enough, like, it is impossible to tell if that's actually a photo of Tommy. It looks like him, but it also doesn't look anything like him. It's so weird. So I would not say that that photo is any type of proof. But now Katy has been posting tons of content, kind of like making jabs at Molly, which just like adds to the suspiciousness of it all. So like one of her captions said, "Sorry, Molly-Mae, but Tommy was so good and gentle down there." No. Girl, no, I can't. I believe that Tommy has cheated on Molly, and I think that's probably part of the reason why they broke up. I don't know if he was continually cheating. I don't know if she just discovered, the depths of his cheating, and that's why they split. Like, I don't know. I do believe where there's smoke, there's fire usually, and I do think that he has cheated on her in their relationship. But do I think he's cheated on her with Katy? I don't think so, no. I just think I agree with the people who are like, this story is sus. She's like trying to be a clout chaser. But I don't know. Maybe she like met Tommy Fury in Dubai and was hanging out with him. I don't know. Maybe they did hook up. But I just think the way she's going about this in general, it's like rubbing salt in the wound. Like just like they've already broken up. Just let it go. Like, let it be. They also have to stay connected for the rest of their lives because of their child. And I just think it's like really disgusting to be like getting involved. Okay, the next story that I have for you guys, don't be mad, okay? I'm going to talk about MrBeast. I know I talk about him so much, and I'm taking that feedback on board. I think it feels like just nonstop flow of MrBeast news because we are just in one of those periods. Like, when there's just a period in internet culture or pop culture where there, is a scandal that happens and then a bunch of smaller scandals kind of breed off of that. And then there are just like weeks or sometimes months where the news cycle in that particular niche is all about these scandals and these same people. Like, that's what we're in right now with MrBeast. And we had that with Colleen last year. A couple years ago, of course, we had that with like Tati, James, Shane, Jeffrey. Right now it's like MrBeast. And I think it feels like a lot because my podcast is every day. I think if it was weekly, like it used to be, I would be giving, a MrBeast update maybe once every couple weeks, and it wouldn't feel like overload. But, you guys are probably hearing me talk about him like so much. I get it, and I'm trying to stay cognizant of how much I cover him, but I think that this is actually like really interesting. So MrBeast is apparently doing damage control with drama channels. So Christy, who runs the drama channel Spill Sesh, and she's actually been on the podcast, actually around this time last year, she was on our podcast. She made a video today saying that MrBeast followed her yesterday on Twitter and then asked her to specifically cover something for him, which is really interesting. So basically, this video by Soggy Cereal is going viral everywhere where he interviews MrBeast employees. And it seems like the direction of the video, or like maybe the intention of the video, was to discredit some of the Dog Pack 404 claims that were, of course, also going viral because Dog Pack 404's videos went like absolutely gangbusters. And I think he has actually had to remove one of them because there were false claims in it. So Soggy Cereal interviewed all these MrBeast employees. Some of the things, that came out from that discredit the claims of Dog Pack 404 and like what's been going on. But in the video, like Soggy Cereal is still very much like MrBeast needs to address this. MrBeast needs to apologize for XYZ. Like it's not a fluff piece. It's not like a PR thing, where he was trying to like get on MrBeast's good side. So Christy said MrBeast followed her yesterday and then he DM'd her Soggy Cereal's video saying, hey, I don't know if you've seen this video, but I know you've covered me in the past, and it actually proves a lot of stuff said about me was untrue. I'd appreciate it if you covered it. So I love how Christy saw this, screenshotted it, and shared it with her audience and made a video exposing this instead of actually covering the Soggy Cereal video. This is definitely not the first time that creators have worked with drama channels or commentary channels. During the height of beauty YouTube, many drama channels claimed that people like Jeffree Star, James Charles, Tati Westbrook would feed information to drama channels or develop those kinds of like close relationships with them to keep them on side. And that's a strategy that is like old as time in journalism, right? That's like half the reason why PR, the whole industry exists. But Christy is also not the only creator that this is happening to with MrBeast. There is apparently an entire Reddit thread talking about how MrBeast is messaging creators trying to do this damage control by asking them to cover this video. And apparently Soggy Cereal is not down for this. So these messages from Soggy Cereal are going around on Reddit where he wrote, wait, he texted them? Oh, dude, I saw Pyro reacting to it on stream and was excited, but him just texting them my video feels scummy again. He has to address things himself. Not just forward my video to other people, what the fuck? Like I literally talk about things in my video he should still address instead of just sending it out to other people. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Guess he has the right to do so, but I would rather see him just respond himself instead of trying to use my video in a way I didn't want / intended for it to be used. I think MrBeast is scrambling. The fact that MrBeast personally is messaging these creators, I guess that's because it's instead of using a publicist or someone like it's more likely that a creator is going to open a DM from MrBeast, the biggest creator in the world right now. So I guess that's probably the move. That's probably the strategy there. But yeah, it really seems like he is desperate. He is very concerned about, his public image, which is interesting. He's probably losing some opportunities. And I think his Amazon show is just like a complete disaster at this point. So I guess we'll see if anything else comes out about other creators and things he's been messaging people, behind the scenes. But that is my MrBeast update. I don't think I've given one in like 2 weeks. So that is like my fortnightly MrBeast update. Okay, the next story that I have is a very serious one. So I want to issue a trigger warning because I'm going to be talking about the Australian influencer on TikTok who is being accused of drugging her child. So I wasn't sure if I was going to cover this because it feels so like icky and disgusting, and I thought a lot of it felt very speculative, but now, I'm going to get into it, but now the husband, so the father of this child, has spoken out, and it seems like from this statement, a lot has been confirmed. Like a lot of the speculation, it sounds like he is confirming it, or he's trying to confirm it. He's taking it seriously. So I thought I'll cover it, and I think there is like a bigger lesson to this story that I want us to, explore and like have a takeaway from. So Australian influencer Allanah Harris has been accused of drugging her 1-year-old daughter Daisy for attention online. Allanah and her husband Brock have built a following of over 1 million on TikTok under the Harris family, where they mainly share content about taking care of their 1-year-old daughter Daisy, who they claimed was very sick. So a lot of their content would center around her being in the hospital, her health issues, her surgeries. So they said that she would, sometimes have like multiple seizures a day. They said she had a brain tumor. They said that she would sleep for up to 18 hours a day. Daisy has also undergone 2 brain surgeries, and I was unable to confirm this piece of it, but apparently doctors did not find anything when they would do these surgeries. At one point, they said that Daisy was going into palliative care. And then I guess that they stopped posting for a while, so people were concerned that Daisy had passed away. And then they came back, and Allanah was like, Daisy has tumors all over her brain. She has tumors like that are going to spread everywhere. And it was those claims that raised some red flags for people. So over the course of their account, Allanah and her family have occasionally been asking for donations as well to help with Daisy's treatments. And I was also unable to verify this, but apparently they raised around $70,000 on GoFundMe. So earlier this week, an anonymous whistleblower posted a screenshot of a message which accused the parents of drugging Daisy. The message said, so the mom/dad or mom and dad have drugged Daisy the whole time. Some of the nurses started following her Insta page/TikTok and were like, no, she's spreading false info. She doesn't have brain tumors and she was never palliative. After her last brain surgery, which found nothing, the Children's Hospital decided to run a toxicology report, and it showed that Daisy had a high reading for benzodiazepines, which is like Valium, etc. Kids have been taken off them, and I'm not too sure where the mom and dad are. However, Daisy is under the care of child protection and is still in hospital, awake, sitting up, eating, being a normal 1-year-old. Okay, so that message was circulating online, and that was obviously just kind of speculative and internet rumors. Like I said, I wasn't willing to cover that. But then Brock, Daisy's father, so after that started circulating, he reportedly went missing. So his niece said like he went AWOL, he went missing. And then when he returned, I believe it was yesterday, he reappeared and posted on Snapchat. He wrote, I figured this whole thing would be the fastest way to reach everybody, as I know everyone likes to gossip. For what it's worth, I had no idea about what Allanah was doing to Daisy. I pushed for those surgeries because in my heart, I felt like it would help. I didn't realize that Daisy was being drugged the entire time, causing her symptoms to be what they were. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm a good dad, and I do my best to love and protect my children. I should have done better for them. I'm sorry I couldn't protect Daisy the way I should have. The children have been taken into custody under speculation. I potentially had something to do with this. On everything I have ever known and ever loved, I had no idea what Allanah was doing. Allanah, you are an absolute monster. You win. So it is important to note that the police, as at the time of recording, the police nor, Child Protective Services have confirmed if any of this is true. And I am sure there is a lot more to this, and I don't want to add to the speculation and the rumors and stuff. I have come across some videos by different creators, I guess, who were supporting the family, big TikTokers in Australia who have made videos saying they're so remorseful. They obviously had no idea. One of them that I watched, the woman was crying uncontrollably, being I just can't believe that this happened. I'm so sorry. Like I said, who knows if this is true? And I will absolutely give you guys an update. If it turns out that this is not true, I will come on here the very next day and let you guys know. But, regardless of how this shakes out, there is now a much larger conversation online about, mummy vloggers. We've been talking about parenting mummy vlogger content now for about a year or two. I think this is definitely adding to that conversation. But now there's this other element of the attention seeking of it all. To me, I don't see this as so different to the way that mommy vloggers, parenting vloggers document their children's every move, regardless if they're sick or not. I think this is another example of that. This is just another manifestation of that. And there's just so much to be said for the fact that social media just fuels this narcissism, this attention seeking, and it makes sense, right? Imagine having non-stop validation, support, kind words from over 1 million people that follow you from all around the world. Once you start getting that, it would be like a drug. It would be really hard to quit, right? And I think that this is another nail in the coffin for posting children online. Family accounts, family channels that are centered around sharing your children should not be allowed, regardless if they are sick or not. I think channels that talk about parenting, talk about being a parent, but don't center around the children are completely fine. I think those should exist, can exist. I think they're probably actually, healthy and can probably be very helpful for other parents who are going through things. But I think that there's no reason for us to know what this 1-year-old child looks like and know all of her medical history and know that she's had multiple surgeries And, you know, whether it's true or not, like nobody should know these things about young children. You know, we talked earlier this year about how a lot of internet users speculate that there will be like a Ren's law soon about Ren Eleanor, who was that child. I think she's like 4 or 5. I talked about her a lot in a couple of my episodes, and her mom and how she was like exploiting her. And I think that this could be an example, unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, with Daisy, of maybe some type of protection that comes into place in Australia for like similar things with protecting children online. I'm sorry that this was such a downer of a story, an episode. Yeah, like I said, I feel a bit conflicted sharing it, honestly, I do. And it's like one of those things where sometimes when I share sensitive stories like this, I get a little bit nervous. I get a bit nervous about how you'll receive it and also just if I'm doing the right thing by sharing it. But I think it really ties in everything that we've talked about so much on this podcast this last year about children online. So hopefully I was able to drive that point home and do that justice. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to Mini Scroll. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Please star rate us on Spotify. We're trying to get our Spotify ratings up. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.